Oh, we're going in. We're going in. We're going in. Oh, geez, comic fam, it's good to see you. It's my new favorite day of the week. Sundays. Who would have thought? Why is Sunday a great day of the week? Well, for one, it's Sunday. It's the start of the week. So technically it's the best day because we're starting it out. And we're going to start it out strong. We end it strong. But you know what's cool about today? You're here with me. Thank you so much for joining me. This is the live show I do that's a little extra. We do a little extra here today because over this last couple of weeks, we've been doing a live show on Wednesdays. And the live show, we've been growing so much that I feel like we have to put more into the live show. I want it to be a show. I want there to be visuals. We tried to do it with a screen last Wednesday. And for those of you who watched that video for more than 30 seconds, I truly appreciate you because, man, that was rough to watch because it was blurry. It was just the technical difficulties. It's insane sometimes, but you know what? We are going to be pursuing forward. We're going to be making changes. And you know what? We appreciate you guys sticking through. And what I thought was, it's not enough. You know, like if we're going to go on the mic for an hour and do a live show for you and it's like completely scripted, like we have a plan, an agenda, things to do, there's not enough time for us to like communicate with you, to actually have a conversation. We have so many peeps who join us now. Shout out to all the members in the chat, all of our subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I appreciate you guys and all the peeps I see you on here who just joined me from Instagram. Thank you for jumping on here to continue this conversation. And Sundays, I'm just going to reserve it as like an open day. I'm not going to come to the table with much more than just, what do I have today? I have a Coors Light because I'm cheap. I like buying beer in huge packs because, I don't know, I'm someone who's like, if I want a beer, I'm just going to drink a beer. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, I want a beer, I'm going to get a beer. That's how I do things. So this one goes out to Jim Mint because he knows what's up. But you know what? I got a Coors Light here. I got my Turok. Because, you know, I got my 2 rock. I got 2 rocks over there from Jeff, but I didn't put the 2 rocks on my 2 rocks. So that could be bad news. That could be a bad omen. I feel like we need to have 2 rocks. I'm going to do it. I'm sorry. I feel like this could be a bad omen going forward. This could be a problem. If I don't put the 2 rocks and locate them on top of my 2 rock, we may have a bad week. We may have I don't know, like maybe the video get demonetized. Maybe the comic fan won't like them and they'll unsubscribe. We can't risk things like that. So when we make changes like this, you can know that when you guys are supporting the podcast, we are putting all of our effort into making sure and ensuring that this podcast gets better, that our videos get better. And just like this, I'm putting the 2 rocks on my Turok because I respect the comic fan and I want to make sure that we're doing things right. So no, look it. We have the 2 rocks on the Turok and we're good to go. So we can begin. So let's chat. All right. So first off, this is technically this is a Q&A. So if you want to have any answers, any questions answered, put them in the comment section. I'm going to be routinely checking the comment feed here, the chat feed. And otherwise, we're just going to go from here. This is only going to go for like maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I do appreciate you guys' time today. I know you guys have football to watch. I know you guys got family time to do because it's Sunday. I hope you're spending time with your family and your loved ones. Most people are off work today. But we do have a nice little thing planned for you today. And I don't know why we say we, because this is just me today. So what do we got? All right. I went to Tacoma today. Where's Tacoma? It is south of Seattle. I live in Washington. I'm about 45 minutes north of Seattle. I had to drive an hour south of Seattle to get to Tacoma. So I drove an hour and 45 minutes to go to a show yesterday and today. Why do I do that? Well, for one, I got to find comics for you, the comic book community. I wheel and deal. I try to get collections so that I can come back and pack them into the mystery mail call for the comic book fan. And that's what I did. We got a ton of graphic novels, choice graphic novels, hardcovers. Oh, so many hardcovers because I know you guys like those hardcovers. They sit so nice on the shelf, you know. So I'm trying to get a lot of hardcovers. We got a bunch of really cool soft covers, and I got a bunch of books, like a lot of books, and I'm excited about some of those books. I have some of my favorite books over here, and I'm going to show you those here in a second. Shout out to Closet Geek. This guy. Closet Geek, you are a homie, man. Every live show we do, I swear, you do a super chat, and legit, man, thank you so much. You are helping support this show. You know it. I saw you do a super chat when we were on Bueller's show, when I was on Bueller's show yesterday, to his YouTube channel. So thank you, man. Like, for real. That helps keep this going. You know, how else can I afford my Turoks? this is, how else can we make this happen with you? But no, that's a joke. I do appreciate you though. Thank you so much for being so considerate and giving, man. Thank you. It's huge. It's humbling. All right. What do we got? So we went to Tacoma. I found some books. I went hunting and I got some really cool books. Let's show you that. But before we do that, I want to answer any questions on the feed. So if you have any questions here, let's get through that. Then we're going to talk about the show. We're going to talk about what I got. I have a little bit of an unboxing to do. I'm bagging. I don't know. I'll show you here in a second. But we have XXXEN saying $2 for the super chat. Dude, thank you, man. Chat started early. Damn, he's kicking us off. Thank you. I missed that in the very beginning because we had so many people join in the very beginning. Thank you so much, my man. I really do appreciate that. Who does your hair, says Carlito Classico? I do my hair. I did Ryan's hair for a long time too because that guy needed help. So, but you know what? As you can see, my hair day today isn't going too well. It's kind of doing this thing where it flies off to the side. I don't know what that's about. But you know what? We're going to keep rolling with it because that's how we do things here. But thank you so much for the comments on my hair. I do my hair, and I probably should have someone else do it. Yo, how hype are you for Batman Damn 2 coming out next month? Had to pre-order it, both covers. I am super hyped. This is from Stampede 215. If you haven't seen Batman Damn issue number 2, the Harley cover is amazing. I don't think it's going to spike like we saw Batman Damn number 1. I think that if anything, this may be the book that it isn't to get for speculation, and you should just get it because, for one, the story for number 1 was awesome. Like, if you, aside from the fact that you get to see Bruce Wayne's dong, you know, like, oh well, but like, other than that, the story was crazy. It was a masterpiece. Like, the art in there is incredible, let alone just like how exciting the story is playing out. Number 2, probably not gonna be as much of a spec book in my opinion, because a lot of people are probably buying a bunch just in anticipation of it being a spec book, which means there's gonna be a lot of them printed and a lot of them made. Number 3 may be a good one though to actually spec on, but I'm stoked. I'm excited. I got multiple orders. I got 10 orders of each. And then Russ said, oh wait, I need to get you 12, right? Because we're probably gonna have to give away a couple. So I already got my orders. I got my spec book on order, and then I got the community's books on order. So no worries, we're covering our bases. We're gonna do some giveaways for that Batman Damn number 2 because it is so dope. Even if it doesn't become an $80 book overnight or a $100 book overnight, this book is awesome. Like, the cover is amazing, and that variant comic, the variant cover is also a choice. I'm excited for both. I'm getting both. So yeah, I'm stoked. I'm excited about it. Are you a robot? You never sleep, says Brett Heiss Art. You know what? I don't sleep very much. Some of you who DM me over on Instagram at ComicTom101 will get a DM at like 2, 3 in the morning, and I'll get a response the next day going, what the hell are you sending me messages at 3 in the morning, dude? You need to sleep. It's the truth, man. Like, I don't run on a whole lot of sleep anymore, mostly because whenever I finish a video, there's like 30 steps that need to be done. I got to share it on Facebook. I got to plug it on Instagram. I got to go live. There's just always something to do. And I wake up in the morning, and as soon as I wake up, I start thinking about the stuff that I want to do. I'm like, oh, I have a sticker on a book that I want to film on it for Instagram to just post that. So like, I'll lay in bed thinking about how this book needs to be saved. And it's like, all right, I have another hour of sleep, or I can get up and get working on this book. So I break out my paint thinner, I break out my knife, and then I start rolling. And next thing I know, I'm spending an extra hour on a book that I didn't have to spend an hour on, but like, it's just, that's what's on my mind. I can't help it. It's a bug. It's a sickness, but it's a good sickness. I'm down with the sickness. So wow. All right, let's keep it going. Bum, 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 bum. Cracking the Coors. You know I'm cracking the Coors. I'm going to drink some of the Coors while I go through this. Bear with me. Let's see here. I just realized I need to get a freaking mouse. Oh, I'm reaching so far. All right, Robot Tom. Tom is the man. He's a machine, says Bo Jenkins. Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe I am a machine. Technically, I mean, I got X-rays, so I know that I'm not a machine. I also know that I don't have any like terminal illnesses, because you do like a brain scan and stuff. Not that like that was ever a thing. I'm just like mentioning that because I'm thinking about it. Like, I've gotten brain scans and stuff, and yeah, I know that I'm not a machine. But if you didn't have those like if you never had X-rays, if you never broken a bone, which I've never broken a bone, so technically technically if you're a machine, wouldn't it make sense for you to have something like in like some type of I don't know, some screening so that it would like appear that you're human, so that in the event that you go through a metal detector or you go through some type of like some type of testing where they try to figure out if you're a robot. Like if you have that type of technology that you're like living with, I feel like it would be advanced enough to fool standard technology that we live in. So technically I may be a machine and don't know about it. That also goes for being an alien though. Like, because technically if you're a machine, where are you coming from? You're coming from the future, you're coming from another planet. So technically I may be an alien, I may be a machine. There is no telling. And on top of all that, what are the odds that I would even know, right? What use is it that I would know if I was sent from the future or another planet? I don't know. These are the kind of questions that we really need to be discussing. I think this is an entire podcast that we can discuss about this. Whether or not you would know if you were from another planet or if you were a robot of some kind. These are the kind of like hard-hitting questions that the mainstream media is not telling you. They do not want you talking about this stuff. And damn it, we're going to talk about it. All right, we're going to move on forward. It's the new Q&A day, second best way to only to new comic book day. Carlito Classico. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the kind words. I was kind of worried. I'm like, do we want to go live on YouTube? I avoided doing YouTube live for a long time, mostly because it's live. I like to anticipate and plan out the content we make. There's a reason why we pump out the content we do in the way we do is because I want it to be as close to perfect as I can because I know your time's valuable. Personally, I watch videos at like 1.25 speed because I want to digest that content as quickly as possible because that means I can watch another video. Like I want to keep consuming content. So as someone who consumes content like that, the last thing I want to do is have a video where I feel like, wow, this could have been 10 minutes long and it's going for 20 minutes. Sometimes a video does need to go for 20 minutes because we're talking about something that's really important, like Infinity Gauntlet issue number 2, which was yesterday's video, which by the way, you should check out. Yesterday's video was on Infinity Gauntlet issue number 2. Ryan and I are going through every single issue that is in the Infinity Gauntlet saga. And we've been doing it since March of this year, and we just got to Infinity Gauntlet issue number 2. That's how many comic books and how many videos we had to make just to get to this point. And that video is 20 minutes long. And you know what? If you watch that video, I think you're going to be surprised with how much substance is in that video because we go the entire length. We go deep. We reference other comics. We reference stuff that you wouldn't know unless you read the 30 or 40, however many issues, it's probably like 25, 30 at this point, up to that point. And in that case, I don't feel bad for putting out a 20-minute video. But otherwise, if we can get a video out in 10, 15 minutes, I feel like that's a really good amount of time because most of the time, if we have a video that's like in the past, we've made some videos that were like 25, 30 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? Ooh, sorry about that. I say, after watching that video could have been 15 minutes. So I could have saved 15 minutes of someone's time and put that 15 minutes into another video. And that other video could come out tomorrow. And that would have saved an extra hour of my time. And we would have saved an extra 2 hours of editing. So like all that kind of stuff goes into play when we make content. But yeah, do appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Moving on. Bear Speeds Star Galactica, John's Comics for Kids. Damn right, my brother. You know it. I got the office shirts. This one has a stain on it right here. And I don't care because like, who cares about stains on shirts, right? Moving on. That's awesome. I love that. Let us see. I don't get home until after 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. Sorry, says Jason Anderson. It's cool, man. What's nice about YouTube Live is that you can watch anytime because it gets posted immediately after the show. And you know what? What's cool about Wednesdays is that I have my show at 5, it ends at 6, and then you know what? You have Lords of the Long Box that starts at 6. So you don't just have one show you can watch. You have like a good 2-hour plus shows that you can watch in that time. And then John's Comics for Kids, he does a show. John, please put it in the comment section at exactly what time. I thought it was at 8, and maybe at 8:30. I'm not entirely sure. But that right there, like you have 3 comic book oriented shows that go over reviews and all kinds of stuff on Wednesday. It's becoming a really cool lineup. And I'm encouraging those who have YouTube shows to start like voicing when their consistent schedule is going to be. Because if it's consistent, we can kind of plug each other and create like a schedule of content that's coming out. And then you can have an expectation of what you can watch. And I think that's useful because we're all pumping out stuff at all times a day. So anyways, no worries, my homie. Jason, if you get to the video late, it's going to be on YouTube. And all the giveaways, they're a week long. So you have time to still enter the giveaways and get the same type of value from that video. So no worries. The reason why we do it at 5, though, is because Lords of the Long Box is at 6. I don't want to trump on their time. They've been going for a long time. They got a great audience. I really respect those guys over there. So we wrap up by 6, so you can head over to Lords of the Long Box. All right, let's move on. Moving on. I really want music. I'm realizing now that this would be so much better with music. I don't want to get taken down though for copyright, so I have to use like very particular music. But I'm just thinking now, this would be a really good time to have some type of music in the background. But we're gonna keep it rolling. All right, I'm drinking Barbarian Pale Ale. It's the coolest can art. Says Kyle Carson. Tag me in a, I don't know, post it to your story or something. Tag me. I want to see that art. I like alcohol that has art on it. Hellboy put out a couple. Mignola put out a couple different Hellboy type of. I think there was it was like a cinnamon liqueur or something like that, like a what is that, what's that cinnamon liquor that people like? Spitfire. It's like Spitfire, but it's Hellboy, and it was in a really cool case. There was also a Hellboy wine that came out. This wouldn't be a live show if I didn't bring up Hellboy at least once, right? So there you go. Broski, I got a Rose City Comic Con. Oh, this is from Comics Talk 101. He got a Rose City Comic Con pamphlet with the Hellboy cover from the mail call. I was wondering whose signatures were on it. AH and someone else. Oh, homie, that is Mike Mignola and Adam Hughes. Both of those guys signed it. We got, I don't know, like 60 of them signed by both of the creators and sent them all out. So yeah, 100%. You got Mignola on there. You got Adam Hughes on there. And congratulations, because that's a dope book. And they were low print. They sold out. They weren't selling. They were giving away. They ran out of them at the con. And a lot of people threw them out. And a lot of people, like, it's in a stack of stuff because they don't even collect comics that were giving it to it. So anyways, yeah, I'm glad you like that. Let's see here. Cameron Matthews says, Tom, haven't you heard? I stepped up to Tres Rocks. Tres Rocks. All right, there you go. Oh, geez. Tiger74 says, yeah, but do you have a hamster? There you go. I love the deep, because people won't know these deep cuts if you're not watching the live stream. We have these moments on camera that are just being documented forever. But those who watch all of it, they get these like inside jokes. We have inside jokes being created here. And I've always wanted to be part of an inside joke, so that's cool. Oh, that's good stuff. All right. Jack DeMayo. What is going on, Jack? Over at CBSI. Shout out, my homie over there. He says, only if there was a red Sonya boobs does it get demonetized. That is very true, Jack. For those of you who didn't know, I did we did a top 10 video, which was our most watched video. So that would be the one you would want monetized, right? The one that gets watched the most. And there was a Red Sonja, the New York Comic Con variant that made the list, which, by the way, I need that book. That's one that I need to get. Someone asked me books that I'm after. I'm after that Red Sonja New York Comic Con variant. It is so freaking gorgeous. And I put it in the thumbnail. It's no nudity. It's art. It's like legit comic book art. What's the problem? And yeah, YouTube did not like it. They have something screening breasts on YouTube, apparently. So yeah, I guess I got to be careful about what I put in the thumbnails. But it's a cool book, and I just had to change the thumbnail. I legit changed the thumbnail immediately. I called up Bueller. I'm like, Bueller, have you had this issue? Because I don't understand why it's not getting it. He goes, oh, 100% it's got to be your thumbnail. Change the thumbnail, immediately monetized. I changed it back just in case because I like the old one better because I wanted to have Red Sonja in the damn thumbnail. In particular because Red Sonja Official follows me on Instagram, and I like tagging them and stuff because they post stuff. And I'm a big Red Sonja fan. And yeah, unfortunately, it didn't make the cut because it got demonetized again. So I had to re-change it again. I changed it 4 times to make it work. But anyways, little inside information about YouTube and their screening process. Why do comic fans love monkeys and apes? Because they're awesome and they're awesome. I don't know. BPRT says, I'm drinking Hellboy. Heck yeah, you are. Dope name on there as well. Oh no, you devalued Turok, says Jam Sessions. I did, unfortunately. And Turok happened to devalue the entire comic book market in the late 90s. So there's that too. I think we learned, let's see here. I think we all learned not to get on Gentleman's bad side this weekend. Comic Head 84. Hell yeah. I jumped into that live feed right when he was going ham. He was pissed. And you know what? He already looks like someone you don't want to fuck with. You don't want to fuck with Gentleman. You can tell that guy knows what he's doing, and I feel like he's definitely someone you want on your side of a fight. You know what I'm saying? And I jump on this feed, and he is like, "That bitch, don't give me back my money!" Like he was going ham. I don't even think he said bitch, but like he was like, he got people in the comment section saying, "Oh, Kingpin's here!" Like he was freaking out. It was a good time. Enjoyed that podcast. I like seeing that side of people. Like not that he was aggressive or anything like that. He wasn't making threats or anything like that. It was just he was passionate because there was someone in the community that was not doing something cool. And you know what? It affected him and affected his community. And he went on the mic passionately and shared his feelings about the situation. Made me respect him that much more. So like, shout out Jen Mint. You got a great show over there. And anyone who doesn't follow Jen Mint, go make that happen. What are you doing? He's like leading this comic book content YouTube community with his channel, and he's doing a killer job at it. And yeah, don't screw with him because you don't want to screw with Kingpin. You know what I'm saying? Kingpin, by the way, is one of my all-time favorite villains, so that's a very good compliment. All right, but yes, let's see what we got here. All right, so we are. Oh my gosh, we have so many peeps in the chat. Why does everyone think that Hulk 181 is going to be worth or equal to Amazing Fantasy 15? No way, no way, never gonna happen. Let's see here. Hey, people. What was this here? Please tune into my comic/music radio show on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Ooh, that's interesting. At Central Time. You can learn online coop.org. Okay, Ben, he's got something going on. What day? Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central Time. That sounds cool. Comic/music radio show. All right, well, take a look at that, guys. I'm all about, if you have something to plug on the live feed, please do. I mean, that's the hustle, guys. Like, let's spread that love. You know, there's people who are really looking for comic book content online, and the more individuals we have creating it and producing it, the better. I'm all about that. So Ben Spalding, thank you so much for letting people know about your show, and thank you for doing a show for the comic book community. Thank you. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Where did you get that hood? He says a poor man's comics. Rainn Wilson did it was for donation, so it was to help fund stuff in Haiti. He put out a limited run of these sweatshirts. So if you donated like $50 or $60, I don't remember what it was, $70 to this cause, you get this sweatshirt and the money goes to help those in need. So I'm like, wait, I can donate to something that I probably would otherwise donate to, and I get this awesome limited edition sweatshirt that no one's going to own. Hell yeah. So yeah, that's how I got the sweatshirt. I love it, even if it has a stain on it. All right, we got Comic Talk 101 says, hey, broski. Oh, wait, we already talked about that one. My bad. Cameron, ooh, what do we got here? Oh, why is this being like this? All right, Cameron, what do we got? Cameron, I just lost it here. Oh, my goodness. I just lost so many pages of organization here. What is going on? I apologize, guys. This is such great content. You know, this is just how it goes, though. This is what happens when you're not all 1,000% prepared. Do I have a damn mouse? Can we make that happen right now? All right, we're making it happen. I'm sorry. We're gonna do it. I have to. It's bugging me. Comic fam, I gotta do it. I'm off the mic. I shouldn't be off the mic, but I am off the mic. I'm getting this. I'm getting a mouse because it's driving me crazy. I gotta do it. I'm knocking stuff over. Bear with me, guys. I'm coming back. Oh, here we go. All right. We're good. All right. So, all right. I need this. This is what I need. I need this little device. Boom. We good. We in business. Oh, we got a mouse. Oh, we're not. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Like, we're not professional to be in here. All right. Now that we have a mouse, we're good to go. We have a battery in the mouse, which was the next thing. Okay. See? There we go. Oh, that feels so much better. Joshua Sanders, started to hear about your mom. Ooh, what's going on, Joshua Sanders? I missed that. Sounds like something's not going on. Hope everything's good, Joshua Sanders. What do we got? All right. All right. We got. Ooh, wow. Jumped in and bought some pre-code Matt Baker after watching a guest on the other night. Thanks for another obsession, LOL. That's from James Hardy, picking up some Matt Baker gold. That means that you were watching our coverage with the Golden Age Guru. That must have been our honorable mention video. I am so stoked to have Jeff on the mic. I've been talking to Jeff on and off for like this last decade, trying to just get whatever information I can out of his brain, because this guy knows so much about gold because he's so passionate about it. And we're fortunate. Like, we are incredibly lucky to have him as committed to the podcast as everyone else is on the show, because that guy brings the freaking heat every week that we get him on. It is awesome. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, I missed some stuff here. Scroll back up. This is what happens when you don't use a mouse. The YouTube just craps on itself. All right, Cameron, haven't you heard? I stepped it up to Tress Rocks Stonecutter Cam. I love it, man. $5 super chat coming in from Cameron. Holy smokes. Thank you so much, friend. I really do appreciate you. That's very nice. And now I can afford maybe a better mouse. So thank you. Let's see here. What do we got? We got Bueller on the mic. What's going on, Bueller? Let's see here. People retracting their messages. I don't know what that means, but let's see what we got. Okay, so it says here, story and art for Batman Damned. It was crazy. Fuck the Batwang. I still own both covers for #1. I'm not selling. You know what's funny about that too? I always thought that this was an interesting thing. Like, just because they showed the Batwang in the comic, they went crazy. But it's not unusual that Bruce Wayne is naked in the Batcave. Bruce Wayne's like, there have been multiple panels that show that the Batcave, like, Bruce is the Dark Knight. Like, Batman is a part of him. When he's in the cave, he is like in his bedroom, essentially. And that's why you have trinkets, and that's why you have like the mementos, and that's why you have like the villains that he's taken down and like their suits and stuff on display. Like, all these things that we've seen in Batman canon, it's there for a reason. It's because it defines him as who he is. He is the Dark Knight. He is Batman. It's him, and as the Caped Crusader is the same person, and it's his room. Like, the Batcave is his bedroom. You know what I mean? So there are multiple instances where it is like alluded to as well as shown. You don't see a full frontal, but shown that he's like walks around the Batcave naked all the time, like regularly. He gets hurt, he strips down, and he's walking around naked. He's like bleeding and shit. And wouldn't you rather be bleeding in a cave than in your house? That's like a multi-million dollar house. I said, how much is Bruce Wayne's house? I'm curious about that. There's a fly in here. That's not cool. Anyways, I'm gonna keep it going. I find it interesting. I'm like, it ain't no thing. It ain't no thing. But you know what? When a book breaks mainstream media, it becomes a thing. And that's just a great example right here of where we can see that happening. And also something to keep in mind going forward. Like, a lot of people were like, this book isn't gonna stay this expensive. I was at a con today looking at $80, $100 copies of that book. And that book's been out for months now, right? Like, it's still holding up. People still want it. All right. Let's see here. When it comes to grading, how do you decide which ones to get graded? Is it a preference factor? And how does it cost? How much does it cost to get graded? It all depends, Vincent, on where you're. This is from Vincent Zapeta. That's a really good question. Grading questions are awesome because it could be kind of expensive to get things graded. Really, when it comes down to is what you're getting graded, what the value is, because you have to insure the books. So you have a standard price. I haven't looked up CGC prices recently. CBCS is comparable. So if you're going through the two different grading companies, they're going to roughly be right around the same because they're in competition with each other. But for a modern book, you're looking at like what, 20, 25 bucks for, or no, that's not true. It's like 18 bucks. It's under 20 bucks to get a modern book graded. But then you have shipping and then you have insurance. And if your book is worth $1,000, your insurance is going to be comparable. So it's not going to be comparable, but it's going to be affected by that price margin. So it really depends on the book. But you know what? On average, I find myself spending right around 30 bucks per modern book. It ranges from there. I mean, it could get kind of pricey. So really the way that you determine if you want to get something graded, for one, why are you getting it graded? Is it because you want your book to go up in value? You want to flip it? You want to make money off of it? If that's the case, the answer is going to be different than if you have a Turok that you want to get graded by a company just because it's fun. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to get something graded, typically I would say get it graded because you like it and you want to get it graded, or because you're looking to invest into something and you want it to be worth more and preserve it, or you want to resell it and it's going to up the value even more. Personally, I look at, for one, what is the grade? You know, what am I going for? Is the book potentially a 9.8? Is it potentially higher than a 9.6? You know, like, those are the kind of questions I ask. The second thing, which I find myself doing even more so, is what's the reason for grading the book? is it super scarce? Is it something that doesn't come up often? I have a Celebrate Diversity. It's a 1994. Ooh, it may be 1995. I think it's 1995. It's a very low print magazine that was put out by Dark Horse, and it features Sandman by Neil Gaiman. It features The Mask on there. You have was it Concrete? You also have Hellboy featured on the cover, and it's a very low print. It's like magazine size. It's actually under there. I could probably grab it if I really wanted to. But that book is super scarce. I got all of mine graded, and there's like 5 on the census right now. There may be like 8 by now. I haven't checked it in the last year. But that book I got graded for myself. But more importantly, I got it graded because it's scarce. And it's those type of reasons that go into determining whether or not I want to get something graded. Is it an error? I have a Crow #1 that's missing the interior art, the interior inks on the cover. On both the front and back cover and the inside there, it's completely blank. So that right there, possibly the rarest Crow #1 that exists, and it's a 2.5. Probably could have pressed it to get it to a 3, but regardless, it is a very, very low grade book. But because there's an error, I wanted CGC to say that it was an error on the label. And yeah, because of that, it makes the book worth more. So it all depends, really. It really depends on the book, why you're doing it. But the biggest thing is grading stuff. Your main thing is, what are you going to do with it? That's the first question you want to get answered. Are you going to sell it? Because if you're going to sell it, then you want to check the boxes of, is it worth grading because of price? If you're going to invest $30, $40 into the book, does it make sense to risk it not coming back at a high enough grade to be able to sell it the same amount that you could sell it for as a raw comic book? Because if you have an $80 book currently, and then it gets graded, and now at that grade it costs you're going to get $80 for it. You now cost yourself $30 to $40 because the grading costs money and you're not making more. So it's working those margins in a way that it's in your favor. At the very least, with the goal that it ups the book's value or preserves it in some way because you're getting a signature on it, a sketch, what have you. So how do you get your books graded? That's a good question. Very simple. You go through probably a comic book store that has an account with CGC, and they'll be the middle person to get those books out. Or you can skip that step and just go to a convention where CGC or CBCS is, and they can do it in person there, which is cheaper to do because you're not having to ship that out of country. You're not having to do the shipping from where you live. They'll take it at the con. They'll even grade it for you at the con if you pay an inflated amount and you get there early enough, and they can take the workload. So I hope that answers your question. I feel like there's more discussions to have about grading comics. I know it's a growing liking in the community, something that more and more collectors are getting into, not as taboo as it used to be. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm all about grading comics. I know we get some, I get some questions, and some people kind of have made some insinuations because we have a couple of videos that talk about grading. And I don't go out of my way to say that I am 100% trustworthy of what's going on in the grading market, because I think it is growing so much that there's a lot of room for error. And then when you see a ton of errors, you go, what the hell's going on? So a lot of those videos that I've made in the past, whether it be the CGC conspiracy theory videos that we made, which is super old, I would even recommend watching them because they're so old and so low produced. But I'm a fan of grading. I get stuff graded all the time. I got some stuff graded at New York Comic Con by CGC, and I'm looking forward to sending some stuff off to CBCS because I'm really finding a liking to that company. All right. We have Comic Queen Katie. Thank you so much, Comic Queen, for joining me here on the live feed and for your super chat, $5 super chat. Holy smokes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not sure why it won't let me do a whole number amount, but I got to show some love for the show. Thank you so much. I don't know why the super chats hate the whole numbers, but you know what? It's okay. I'm excited that you are here, and thank you so much for donating anything. That's so kind of you to do that. For real. Thank you so much. You could have bought a comic book with that money. So that right there is going to go towards our production, and I appreciate you for doing that. Thank you for your support. Independent media. Support independent media. Like, that's what it's about. If it's not our podcast, someone else, support independent media. It's super important. Heck, we had Comic Book Man, which was our closest thing to a comic book show on mainstream media, and that shit got canceled. Are you kidding me? What's happening? All right, let's see what we got here. Another super chat from Comic G-Man 2164 says, "Hey Tom, what do you think about the Batman Who Laughs covers coming up?" Oh my gosh, it looks so good. They look so good. And I'm pretty sure, depending on the feedback we get from the community, we may do another round of the Mill Geek Responsibly variants of that. There's an option for us to do variants of that particular run. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to do that. We got a lot of the Walking Dead variants, and we still have a lot of them. So, but yeah, I'm excited about those. The Batman Who Laughs run, I think this was probably one of my favorite new villains that have come out this year for sure. So I'm stoked about it, and I am certainly excited, and I'm going to be getting a bunch of copies of them. Did you get the Sienkiewicz Mutants and Moon Knights? Ooh, I did not. I'm gonna have to put a note here. I'm gonna copy and paste and copy and paste. Boom. I just made a note for myself to check it out because I'm a huge Bill fan. I got to see him at New York City Comic Con. The dude's awesome, and yeah, stoked about that. But yeah, Comic G-Man, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that. Super chat, $5. That goes a long way for the show. For real, man. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see here. I could spend the next half hour going through these messages, but we have some stuff to talk about to show you here. So let me take a drink of this Coors Light. First things first. I got to move the 2 rocks. But I can't put them on the table. We're going to put them on this other issue of 2 rock. We're good. Okay. First thing is, went to Tacoma, got a bunch of stuff. So, first things first, what do we have here? I picked up 2 of these blind bags, Walking Dead 100, simply because, I made the top list, that number 100, and you know what? For $8, it's like a lottery ticket. I don't buy lottery tickets. This is my form of buying lottery tickets. So we're going to open this up right now, right on camera. Let's see what we got. Are we going to get the Negan variant? I don't know. Probably not. But I want everyone to do a small little prayer to Thor right now that it's in here. So let's see what we got. All right. So I paid cover for this. It was $4 a piece because I thought it was worth it. I'm like, what if? What if? All right. So the first one, what do we got? No variant. Okay. Standard cover. Bummer. All right. It's okay. We'll send that one out. Let's see what we got here. What do we got here? Going for number 2. Did you guys do it? Okay, first off, I see the problem. There's 52 likes right now, and there's 85 people on. I cannot take this off until we hit 100. So I'm going to put this aside. Guys, you know that if you don't like the video, it doesn't get seen. So like the video. There it goes. They're creeping up. Thank you. I think a lot of people forget that they got to like the video. If you like the video, the algorithm takes it and they're like, hey, we're going to show this video to other people who have similar interests. We're at 80. So people want to see me open this bag. 82. Guys, keep it going. If you haven't liked the video, I can't open this pack. We're going to move on. And if we don't hit 100, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Because like, what if it's in here? Can you imagine if I open this up on camera and the sketch is in here and no one watches the video because it doesn't get onto the ether? We need guys, come on, hit the like button. And if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, I need you to be subscribed because we're making so much content for you. I'm going on my way here to say this. We are making so much content for you. I'm not sleeping anymore. I don't need to sleep. I don't need to. Comic Family delivered. We're at 102. We can open it. See? Look at that. It's easy. It's easy. Thank you. Thank you, Comic Fan. Did we get it? Let's find out. No. Oh, but we got a variant. That's cool. Hey, at least we got the variant. That's fun. All right, so we got the Virgin color variant. I'll take it. This right here will pay for the 2 that I got. And you know what? I'm stoked about that. So you know what? We did not get the secret variant of Walking Dead 100, but we got something close. And by the way, this book was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed Walking Dead 100. I think that the whole, where is it? I'm looking for the scene. He's like, please don't. And then boom, when this happened, I remember talking to my dad about this. It disturbed us both. Like seeing Glenn's eye, like half out of his face, and then him screaming Maggie, and then just Negan bashing it for pages and pages and pages. This was so powerful. Like this right here is, honestly, this is a great example of why Walking Dead has done so well over this last decade that they've been around. I mean, it's 2003, right? 2003. Oh my gosh, 15 years. Can you believe that Walking Dead's been going on for 15 years? That's insane. But this is what it's like reading Walking Dead if you haven't read Walking Dead. It's a lot of like, you get invested into characters and then you see them just go through trials and tribulations, and then all of a sudden you lose characters that mean a lot to you. And that happens all throughout the series. But this book, when they did it to Glenn, it caused a shake in the community. And this way that he went was so impactful. It's like, it was crazy. It's like, you have to read the next one. It gets so good. And for a black and white comic, that doesn't, like, for me, doesn't happen that often. Man, this was great. I'm excited about this. So anyways, we didn't get the variant. Look out for the Walking Dead 100 variant. It's hot right now. It says like Lucille's a vampire bat. It's just a bubble variant. When I went to New York City Comic Con, got to talk to Robert Kirkman and listen to him talk about these variants. He said that he likes doing the bubble variants. He's planning on doing more and more of them. So keep an eye out, because I feel like this isn't going to be the only, that's not going to be the only key that spikes from Image. We're going to see more bubble variants coming soon. All right, what do we got here? We have a stack of books right here. This is like my favorite stack that I got from Tacoma City Comic Con. I did not pay very much for these. These were all dollar bin, half off kind of stuff, but they're awesome. So I'm going to show you, honestly, like, this is information. A lot of these books I get because of CBSI. I learned from CBSI just like you guys do. And I follow the community. I'm watching Lords of the Long Box. I'm watching Jim Mint. Obviously, we're making content too, so we're having to do a lot of research ourselves. But a lot of these books I get because we do the videos and we learn about them, and I take this info and go hunting. So let's show off some books that I got. So the first thing here, this looks like it's signed by Starkings. I'm not sure of the artist, but it's Scarlet Spider, and it's signed. And I got it for $3. I thought this was a cool book. I'm a big fan of Ben Reilly. I think this is he's a cool Spider-Man. I think that there's room to grow in the clone saga. Like, there's so many cool clones version of Spider-Man, and Spider-Man, and this is cool. I mean, for $3 for a signed book, I thought that was a good grab. Whether it be for myself or I sent it to the mystery mail call, I'm not even sure, but it's a cool book. And yeah, Virtual Mortality. This is part 3 of 4, but it's a #1 of the Scarlet Spider sign. So that was a cool grab. I'm excited about that. But it gets better, because this is probably the least cool book in this stack. So the next one, we have Teen Titans issue number 45, first appearance of Bumblebee. This is awesome. Finding this for this was $2. Finding a first Bumblebee for $2, and I would call this very fine near mint. It's a gorgeous book. It's a cool book, and one that I've owned multiple times and never knew that it was a key. I didn't know that this was a major key like that it's become. I mean, first Bumblebee. And Bumblebee's has been a hit character all of a sudden over this last year, especially with their appearance in the kids show. So anyways, good stuff. Teen Titans issue number 45. Boom, first Bumblebee. Excited about that. All right, take a look at this one here. First appearance of, you know it. Is it Jubilee? Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting who this is. Oh, it's bad. 244 of X-Men. First Jubilee? No. Oh, that's terrible. Someone help me in the chat. I'm spacing here. This is the first appearance of somebody, isn't it? Shoot. See? This is why I don't do live shows. I'm forgetting. And it's bugging me. X-Men 244. That's bad. I know my X-Men, I promise. Oh, it's so bad. 244. Is it Jubilee? It is Jubilee. Ha! I was right. Okay. I'm just like, I know this isn't first Rogue, but I want to say Rogue for some reason. But no, this is nowhere close to the first Rogue. First appearance of Jubilee. It was a cool book. I always pick it up when I can, especially when it's cheap. Great cover, and awesome key book that is super underrated. I mean, Jubilee. Like, we grew up with Jubilee in the cartoon, like hardcore. Jubilee was like a major character in all the cartoons. And you know what? Got to get a first ad. Why not? So take a look at this one more time. First appearance of Jubilee. I don't know why I spaced on that. 244, boom, making it happen. All right, this is where it gets fun, guys. Take a look at this. Boom, Young Avengers #1. This is the director's cut variant. We just did our top 10 list. This was a, what did even this get on the list? I think it was like number 4, if I recall correctly. I can't remember. But this is an awesome book. Made the top 10 list. And the director's cut is one of like 3 different comics that we mentioned that you could get from the Young Avengers. Some minor appearances in here, but a book that's spiking nonetheless. And for $1, I had to pick it up. Excited about that. All right, we're going to keep it going because this is where it gets really exciting. Okay, first off, take a look at this. Dark Avengers #1, first Iron Patriot. And right off the bat, I mean, this is a book that's been spiking. I sent out like 20 copies of this in the mystery mail call 3 months ago. And back then it was like, it's a nice $10 to $15 book, but now this book is spiking like crazy. People want it, and it's awesome. And it's one that is readily available in dollar bins, in quarter bins if you're hunting for them. It's a great book. I suggest you put this on your list. It made the top 10 list video last week, I believe. And then another one that made the list this week, we have first appearance of Old Lady Harley. Harley Quinn, issue number 42? Yeah, 42. Boom. First Old Lady Harley, another book that's in back issue bins that you can find. Not a lot of people are buying this Harley run, and this book is a first app. People are excited about the new run. I don't really get it. I don't think it was that great. But you know what? I don't make the decisions on what books spike. This book right here, it's going for over $20, and proof right here, on in the dollar bin. You can find these books for cheap if you're hunting for them. Now, this was cool. I was psyched about this. I got boom, boom, and boom, all in the dollar bin. That's how we do it. I've been hunting for these so much, like for a minute now. Like ever since these characters just like came out and made it, like really came out on the scene because of Kate's. And these books are all going for a really good penny. And finding them in a dollar bin felt so good. I was stoked, guys. Like I found these, and they're like, "You just freaking take them for $1." I'm like, "No, okay, cool." Like they're very fine near mint. It is dope. I'm super stoked about these books. All right, and you know what? It's just proof. The CBSI list is awesome because it helps collectors find books. Like if you're hunting through and you're looking at thousands of books at a convention, you know, it's a really, really easy thing to miss. These kind of things. I was with Erin today. She spotted this one. I missed this one. This Harley Quinn, I didn't even spot it. I went through the Harley pile, passed right over it. She stops and goes, "Hey, Tom, didn't this make the top 10 list?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, it did. Good job, Erin." Like I totally missed it. So like proof right there. She's not even like collecting aggressively, and she watches the videos and she's like, "You know what? I know this is a key." And you know what? Slav's doing the same thing. He's a newer collector as well. So very, very cool. All right. This is where it gets a little even more exciting. So this is something that I didn't even know existed that I'm really excited about. This is a Batman Beyond #1. It's a special origin issue of Batman Beyond. First appearance in comics, right? Batman Beyond. But notice at the bottom, it says Six Flags right here. This was a promotional item given by Six Flags. It's scarce. They're low print. And you know what? Anytime that there's like a promotional item that's a key, I always got to have it. Like, it's just, these are the kind of things that go missed. These are the kind of things that creep up. And all of a sudden you're going to see a Topher list come up over at CBSI, and it's going to go, "Oh, wow, this program came out 3 months before," like, or something like something like that's going to happen. And I'm going to have all these promotional comics lying around, and I'm going to be very happy I do, because I'm going to have a first app that I didn't know about. But anyways, this was really cool to find. I've never owned one. I found the Six Flags logo on there and was like, "Oh geez, this has got to be at least somewhat scarce." I'm a huge Batman Beyond fan. That, what is it, the Return of Joker or whatever, that movie, that was freaking awesome. Shout out to anyone who puts in the comment section that they've seen that movie. That movie is so dope. Batman Beyond is killer. And then we got my favorite book that I picked up this weekend. I'm gonna let you guys know, I picked it out of the dollar bin. I'm just letting you guys know, full disclosure, I grabbed so many books. I thought this was a freaking reprint. I legit thought this was a reprint, and then I got home and I'm looking at this. Yep. How's that look? How dope is that? If you haven't liked the video, like it for this comic book right now, so I know that you're stoked about seeing this book, because this is awesome. I did not think that I would ever find this book for cheap, and you know what? I did, and I'm super stoked about it. This right here is a one-shot, and it's a really cool book, and to be able to get it for an affordable price is crazy. I legit thought this was a second print. Scotty Young, you know, I really want to get this signed by Scotty and send this off to get graded. It looks like it could use a little help with pressing, but it's a solid 9.4, 9.6. After a press, I may even get lucky. You know what? It's a 9.4. I may get lucky for a 9.6 if I get this pressed. So you know what I have to do now. I want to be accurate about this, so we need to do this right. Pull this out. Here's a trick. If you have tape on comics, first off, you shouldn't, because you should be getting resealable bags. But if you have tape on a comic, do yourself a favor and remove the tape and put it on the side of the bag. Never risk it by pulling out the comic and having that stapled, that tape, take a piece of that cover with it. Don't let that happen. All right. Have the book down. I have to look at this book a little closer. Let's see if I can do this right. See, I'm gonna get serious with you guys here, because like we got to make sure that we're doing this right. We can't risk anything. I don't want to accidentally miss something, and you know, we're professionals here. We're professionals here. So, all right. I got the light. We're good. Let's take a look now. This is how you do it appropriately. I hope anybody who's jumping in on the live stream sees this first off and knows that we are professionals. This is all necessary. You need to be doing this with your comics, guys. I'm entirely kidding right now. Has this bit gone too long? I don't know. Believe it or not, I actually can't see anything with these on, but I think it's funny. All right, let's do it. So, true story. Someone at New York, shout out to the homie who brought this to me. He gave me these, and he gave me his little baggie filled of stuff he used to clean comic books with, and it was super cool. So I've been using all the stuff that he gave me, and this has been a fun little bit that I get to do every so often. I have to bring it into a video at some point, but this doesn't count. But anyways, I don't recommend these, by the way. You don't need them. I don't want people going, oh, I need to get these like jewelry glasses to make sure my VF is VF and not VF plus. But I'm just screwing around here. But I find it funny. Anyways, this is cool. I'm stoked about this book. Venom What If #1. What if Venom possessed Deadpool? It's a Scotty Young cover. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna hold it up right here. Look at this book right there. Oh, it's so dope. All right, so we got, oh my gosh, time flies. Comic fam, time flies. It is we're almost at the hour mark. So I'm going to go through now. If anyone has any comments or anything, make sure to put them in. I'm going to bust through them right here, right now after I put this book in. Notice that because of the tape wasn't on the bag, I was able to put the comic book inside of the bag again, reseal it without any problems. There's a tip for you. And you'll make a lot of dealers happy if you take care of their books in that way. All right. So we're going to move this a little bit closer so I can take a look at the computer. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. All these homies who are joining me on the chat. It's so crazy to see you every week. I appreciate it. Let's see here. We got so many peeps on here. I love it. I love it. Hughes did Hellboy. Yes, he did. Chad Farr. He did a couple covers. Did a couple covers of Hellboy. Stuff. He teams up with Mignola sometimes. All right, let's keep it going. Johnny Future, the homie, coming in with a super chat. He says, your thoughts on pickups on Man's epic bondage Nazi covers. I picked up a Vancouver Fan Expo. Russ showed you pics. Your thoughts on my pickups of Man's epic bondage Nazi covers. Johnny Future, I don't know about that. I don't think Russ showed me those. Russ is telling you something. I don't know if it's true. Just kidding. I have no idea. He shows me stuff all the time. What was it here? It's Johnny Future. I'm going to look you up on Insta right now, man. Johnny Future. What's your Insta, Johnny Future? I don't even know. All right. Well, tag me. Tag me in the post. I want to see it. But yeah, man. Epic bondage Nazi cover. That sounds like something that I would be interested in because, like, that's Golden Age comics, man. You get hooked. Once you start diving into those, like, it's just that pre-code horror, pre-code war. They went all out to try to sell those books, and they were just given pure creative freedom. They're like, let's just write about cannibalism and parents eating their kids. Like, fuck it, let's do it. You know, like they did anything. And man, that was just some of the craziest stuff that came out, and I love it. Love it all. What's with the Turok #1? I would recommend you, Mrs. Metal for Nickel Media, check out the last True First video we put out. We have a whole little rant about it. Rock Shank says, the next artist doing artwork for the mail call should 100% do a Hamster 181 cover. I need this in my life. That's so funny, Rock Shank, at the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate the support. I'm feeling the love today. And you know what? I think that joke went over so many people's heads because not everyone watches the show as consistently to catch all those inside jokes. And for that reason, I don't think I can get away with putting a Hamster 181 because most people would be like, what the hell is this? But you know what? I think that's something that needs to be made, a Hamster 181. That's pretty funny. But no, good call, man. Let's see what we got here. Oh my goodness, I made it to the end. What? All right, cool. So let's see what we got here. Cameron Mathers says, you could pour gas on Turok and not affect its value. Very true, Cameron. You understand what you're saying there. Let's see what we got. I saw a question. Someone said something about, hold on, I got to read that. Someone said something that caught my eye. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, Kyle says he fucked up his Thor 160 that way. Tape. Heck yeah, it does it. Tape will do that. You have to be super careful. That's why I wanted to show the trick. It was all planned. Oh my goodness. I swear I'm so worried about missing messages because all of a sudden YouTube will just load and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's like the 38 messages you haven't seen yet. It's like, what the heck? It's like I thought I got to the very bottom and I didn't. Ay caramba. Okay, let's keep it rolling, guys. Well, it's so interesting to see what kind of comments get. Like someone said, check out my hunt video. Now I can't see the comment. And why was it flagged? Come on, YouTube. Get with the program. We're talking about comic books. What's wrong with you? It's just Red Sonja. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Ooh, we have Josiah Arambide says, can you tell us your top Hellboy stories? Ooh, let me, like, as Hellboy stories like that I've actually written or like experiences with Hellboy and Mike Mignola, I would recommend The Storm. I'd recommend The Goon Number 7. It's just a fantastic Alice in Wonderland take on Hellboy. The Wild Hunt, which is a great one you can read right now, and it's actually available on Comixology. You should check that one out because that actually has to do with the movie, but it doesn't have to do with the movie, and it's completely different. Like, I don't think it's going to be the same type of thing, but it's actually a really good story. You should check that one out. And I would also recommend The Crooked Man. The Crooked Man is so good. It's a 3-issue series, and it's affordable. And Mike Mignola said that it's one of his favorite stories he's ever written. But hell yeah. And Hellboy in Hell, which is a newer Hellboy story that came out a couple years ago, is also really freaking good. I would check that one out too. I can keep going. The Fury, the whole run of the Fury, like 1, 2, and 3, that's also really cool too because Hellboy dies at the end, and you're like, what? And he actually, what's interesting is that Mignola was planning on not canceling, but stopping Hellboy after that. So he's like, he's going to have him die. He's going to be done. That was it. You don't want to do more. And then he didn't. He brought him to hell. That's right. He's in hell. Jeff Itkin coming in with a Jubilee key. Thank you so much, my man. You always got my back, Jeff. Appreciate you. Oh my goodness. We are running out of time. Cameron Mathers says you can pour gas on the Turok. We already mentioned that one, but you know what? What happens after Hellboy in Hell? Nothing. I believe this series is done. That's it. Goes to hell. He takes over hell. He takes over hell. That's pretty dope. Let's see here. We're rounding up the show. It's been fun, Comic Fam. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's been fun. We've had some ups. We've had some downs. I had to get up a few times to get the 2 rocks, but we got the 2 rocks. I had to go and get the mouse, but we got the mouse. We have so many super chats today. Thank you. Great Loner says he sent a super chat. Great Loner, you sent a super chat? Let me see it. I'm scrolling. See, I'm so worried about missing stuff. What the heck? Comic Fam. Well, you know what, man? I don't see it on here, but if you did, thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate that. And what is going on? I don't know why he doesn't show it. But you know what? It's a privilege to be able to go on the mic for you guys. And thank you so much to my friend who just posted a super chat. And he said that said it was Great Loner. that he sent a super chat earlier. And thank you so much, Great Learner. I'm not sure how much it was for. If you want to type a comment and mention how much it's for right now, I'll love to tell it on the mic and give you thanks again. But thank you so much if you did do that super chat. And regardless, thank you for being here and commenting. I do appreciate your time. And everybody here, it's a privilege to be able to do this, be able to jump on the mic and chat with you guys. And I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to keep this going every single week. How about we do that? I think that's a good idea. As long as you guys like it, we're going to keep it going. And maybe we'll come a little bit more prepared with more things to chat about. But you know what? It's that time. What do we have going on today? We have the conclusion of Hellblazer, Dangerous Habits coming out today, the final issue of our Hellblazer, Dangerous Habits goodness that's coming out today. We also have a True First video that's coming out tomorrow. We have a fun video with Jeff and Russ coming out on Tuesday. We have our first Wizard video coming out on Wednesday. And yeah, we have a Thursday video lined up that I'm not even sure what it is off the top of my head. And then you know what we're doing Friday? We're doing the top 10 list as we do every week. We have a couple, Captain Crunchin coming with the last minute $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Captain Crunch. Appreciate you, man. What else do we got coming? We have Infinity Gauntlet Saturdays. We are going to be consistent with our breakdown videos every single week. So you can expect those breakdown videos to happen on Saturday and Sundays going forward. And that's pretty much it. That's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to go and pack up a ton of your orders. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I was on Comics Reviewers podcast, his YouTube channel yesterday. So if you want to check that out, I posted a video on my channel today. It's just a re-upload. But you know what? He'd appreciate it if you went over to his channel and give it a like on his channel as well. Go check out the video. Go check out his channel. He's a great guy, good friend of mine. We're going to be doing more work together. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you. It's been a good hour. It's been fun. Let's do it again. Yeah, let's do it again. Not right now. We're going to do it next week. Next week on Sunday. I'll see you there. As always, geek responsibly, comic fan. I said that kind of weird. You can do better than that. As always, geek responsibly, comic fan. Comic Tom is out. Oh, I just call myself Comic Tom. That's so gross. Do not like talking to the third person. Let's not do that again. Hamster 181. That's what I have to say. Peace.